Okay, it's 11 a.m. in Warsaw now. Welcome everyone at our Leaders in Digital Era Emotionally Intelligent Organizational Culture workshop today. My name is Bartosz Piechowicz. I am from Microfinance Center. And let me just say a few words about the EaSI Technical Assistance Program in which we are holding this webinar today. This program is financed and managed by European Commission itself. There are two standards of technical assistance that are offered under this program. One standard is being implemented in a consortium of the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management, the Microfinance Center, and European Microfinance Network. Second standard is being implemented by Microfinance Rating, who are offering ratings and evaluation services of the beneficiary institutions in Europe. The geographical coverage of the program is all member countries of the European Union and selected countries from European Union neighborhood, such as Albania, Republic of North Macedonia, Iceland, Montenegro, Norway, Serbia, and Turkey. Services offered under this program are following: selected beneficiaries, those who have gone through the call of expressions of interest launched by the European Commission, receive free of charge technical assistance consisting of training, courses, and technical assistance, always tailored to the individual needs of the selected institutions. For those microcredit providers that have signed up to the European Code of Good Conduct, we are offering trainings on the implementation of the code and to prepare an institution to go through the evaluation. And for the wider European microcredit sector, we are offering different types of dissemination of microfinance practices. These may be microfinance workshops or webinars, such as the webinar we are holding today. This can also be peer-to-peer training, study visits, or help desk. To find out more about the EaSI Technical Assistance Program, please visit the European Commission dedicated website or contact the program team directly by writing to email you can see on the screen right now. Briefly, invitation for upcoming EaSI events organized by MFC. This will be another Leaders in Digital Era workshop on 21st of January 2021. So this is going to be after the Christmas break. This will be the third, actually the fourth workshop with our expert today, Agnieszka Gasperini, the digital emotional intelligence. So we invite all of you to submit for this workshop. The invitation will soon be available on our website and the registration link also. Few information about rules of conduct at today's this webinar. It is being recorded and the video will be available on the EaSI program dedicated YouTube channel as well as at our website. You are all muted at the entry. Please type your question in the chat box. You can see the chat button on the right down corner of your screen. If you want to say something because of the WebEx setting, we need to unmute you. So just please raise your hand so we can see that you want to say something. We will unmute you then. And while writing questions or comments in the chat box, please remember to properly address them either to panelists or to host or to other participants. Briefly about our expert today, Agnieszka Gasperini, very experienced project manager, facilitator, trainer, and coach. Agnieszka has been cooperating with us for some time. This is the third workshop with Agnieszka in the Leaders in Digital Era series. Thank you very much, Agnieszka. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact Microfinance Center directly by writing to my email address. And now I'm passing the mic to Agnieszka. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bartosz. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me well? Great. So as Bartosz mentioned, this is a series of webinars that we are doing around leaders in digital era. And I had a chance to lead a first workshop about emotional intelligence last week. And before we move to the context, as I see people are still logging in and we are 11:05, it's a great opportunity for me to see with you who are in this room and have a short introduction with you, which is always challenging with a big group of people. So first of all, as we are talking about emotional intelligence, emotions, and how we should manage in a digital era in this difficult situation, I would like you to turn on the cameras, please. And I think that we can unmute ourselves. So I would love to see who is in the room. And I have questions to you. Can you tell me your name? Where are you from? And did you participate the previous session about emotional intelligence? Is that your first time? Would like to start. I can see Donat. Hello. I cannot unmute you, so if you can say a few words about yourself. Now we can hear you.
Yes, I was writing on the chat. I'm from Kosovo. I work at AFK. And so.
And that's your first time with us?
I was last time, but we have technical problems, and I not was engaged.
Okay.
With the training. Today I'm very. I listen well, so I think I will be engaged.
Super. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, hello Corina, where are you from?
Hello,
Now you are, okay, you unmute yourself.
I will unmute myself, sorry, I was doing at the same time. My name is Corina, I'm from Bucharest in Romania. I'm working from EaSI Social Finance. I wasn't able to be with you last time, so it's my first with you, and I'm looking forward just to keep waiting to see what you will share with us today in this strange and strange times in which we have to reinvent ourselves in this digital and anything related to this. Thank you.
Thank you, Corina. Welcome. Yes, we are all digital now. Thank you. Okay, can I see other faces, please? Liana, can you speak? Can you turn camera on? I think that you can unmute yourself, because if I try to unmute you and then you try, we both try, then we mute each other.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Back.
Hello, everyone. I'm Liana from Armenia, from Tunisian Memorial Foundation. I'm happy to join you this time as well. I was with the group with the previous session, but I was also having technical problems, so I didn't really participate like completely because I missed some of the information, but I'm looking forward to be more active this time. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome. Hello, Eva. I know you from somewhere.
Yes, hi. So I'm Eva from Microfinance Center, and I've been facilitating the previous series of Digital Literacy Bootcamp, and I'm really glad that we are kicking off with this series of digital leaders. So I'm looking forward to this webinar, and I was also the previous time.
Great. Welcome back. Thank you. Hello, Gabriela. Where are you from? Do you have camera?
Hello.
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 We can hear you, we don't see you.
Yeah, I tried to open the camera. I don't know if you can see me. Okay. I can see myself, but you can't see me.
No, we cannot see you. Okay, maybe there is some problem.
So I am from Bucharest in EaSI Social Finance, and this is my first time here. So yeah, I can't wait.
So welcome. And
thank you.
Thank you so much. I can see Mark. Hello, Mark. Where are you based?
Can you hear me?
Yes, great.
Yeah, Mark here. I'm from Ireland, and I'm working for an education training board here in Kilkenny, Southeast Ireland. And I was at the last webinar last Thursday as well.
Great. Welcome back then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who else do we have? Now I can see Liana. I could see, now I don't see you anymore. So this is the first exercise, the most important exercise that we can check how we are managing the technical skills with muting, unmuting, putting camera on and off. Okay, who else would like to say hello? And then we go forward.
I think Daria is raising her hand, so I'm unmuting her.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Now,
can we hear each other?
yes.
Wow, okay. Well, I'm Daria Dervish from Croatia, from Education and Teacher Training Agency. And hi everybody, I'm happy that we are here together in our last session. And I am sure that I'm gonna get new insights in emotionally intelligent organizational culture. Even I know a lot, but it's always good to hear Anushka. And thanks in advance. Okay, bye everybody.
Thank you so much. Hello, Milan. Where are you from? Milan, can you hear us? I unmuted you.
No, I can't hear you right now.
I can hear you.
Yes, you can hear me? Okay. I'm Milan from Microfinance Foundation in Macedonia, Skopje, from Horizonti Microfinance. And I'm nice to see you. And I'm
Great, welcome.
Excuse me, I can't hear you right now. Bad connection. Okay. Thank you.
You can later on for the exercise you can take the volume louder. But yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Great. Hello, Subankar. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Yes, try again to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Great. Hello.
Yeah, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm Shubhankar. I'm from India actually, and I'm a research scholar working on microfinance. So that's why I came here. I attended few more sessions before. Now let's see how this goes.
Great. Okay, and I think that we need two people to present. Eftali, where are you from?
Hello,
Hello.
I am from Albania, from Credit Finance.
Can you try to speak louder?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I am from Albania, from Credit Finance.
Great. Okay, I think we have also Kinga from Warsaw. Hello, Kinga. And Inessa, and I think people still are joining. So I hope that we will have time to say hello to everybody. Now, let me share my screen so we can start our session today. Okay. Now I cannot see you, but I hope that you can see me. So, we started with a very short presentation of each other, and these are the small things and steps that you can do with your teams while working virtually and create a positive state and create some energy. Like it's very difficult nowadays with this situation to stay alone in front of the computer, as I'm doing that now, and you are doing that, and try to be energized and be positive and try to think creatively in whatever we are doing. So this is the simplest way how we can create some positive energy. So if we are talking about emotional intelligence, I just want to tell you a story, how and examples of what is happening in the environment, in the work. So just imagine that you are coming to the office and your boss is staying in the doors with the flowers, with the chocolate, and with a smile, and he says or she says, "Wow, you did a fantastic job. I want to say in front of everybody in the room what a great job you are doing, what a positive performance and effective outcomes you are bringing." And just imagine that and feel it. Try to feel your emotions, and if you can think for a second what they are, you will know that they are very positive. We all like to get positive feedback and rewarding. On the other side, imagine the situation that again you are coming to the office and your boss is waiting in the door with a sad face or angry face, and he says, "Okay, you didn't delivered all the contracts on time. You didn't deliver as many contracts as we planned before. I'm not happy with your work." And you are getting a negative feedback just at the beginning of the work. So what kind of feelings will stay with you, or what will you feel? So if we talk about emotional intelligence, we need to be aware what does it mean. So actually, it's a set of skills that we need to learn and practice them so we can use properly our behaviors and also based on the emotions that we are able to identify to lead our behaviors. And our emotions really influence our decisions what actually we will do after this positive or negative feedback, and also that influence our behavior. Am I going to answer with the anger, or am I going to answer with a positive feedback? And all that, of course, influence our performance. So we will focus on talking about what kind of skills actually we need to develop in terms to have a high level of emotional intelligence, and how can we create the environment in our organization, internally within the team, so we can say that we have a very positive and high level of emotional intelligence culture in the organization. So let me just share with you how the leadership approaches or mindset evaluated. The power and finesse of expressing how you feel is everything what is saying us about the feelings. And if you think about the previous times, in the old times, there was a hero mindset around the leadership, that leaders needed always to be strong, they needed to be resilient, they shouldn't hesitate in taking decisions, and moreover, they shouldn't show the emotions. We didn't expect our leader to be emotional, neither sharing his emotions within the team. Today, with the world we are living in, with what is happening around the globe, and the techniques we are learning, how to lead and manage and collaborate within the team, the approach to the leadership is more like servant leadership. Servant means that the leaders need to serve their team members and help them grow and develop their skills. So that's the huge difference, and we all are learning how to switch to this another mindset and how to be able to show our feelings. Let me share with you two examples of one positive and one negative, as we will be talking about positive emotions and negative emotions that influence our work performance and create the organizational culture. So I have a pleasure to work with one organization where the leader is really servant leader. He's trying to take care of his team. And before pandemic, before the March this year, team members who are globally dispersed, they used to travel a lot. We used to have a lot of meetings, trainings, conference. There was a lot of interaction, personal interaction with others. So the organization were able to create the culture of the team power with engaged people, with people who know the purpose of the organization and bring passion. So when the COVID started and we all got to the lockdown situation, people had to work virtually. And you know, we have the virtual meeting, everybody work for all day, they are busy, they are tired, but still this organization, people working there, they still had a high level of energy and passion for doing that. So today's results of the organization exceeded the expectations of the leader. He thought that we're gonna lose the market, that we're gonna lose the client. Instead, the organization gained more clients because of the way that team was driving and performing their job. So the very mature decision, and that shows the level of emotional intelligence of this leader, was that he said to all people, hello guys, you are very tired, overwhelmed. Some of them really burned with the job because they didn't stop for the last 10 months. They didn't go for holidays. They worked all the time. So he decided to give them 3 weeks holidays between Christmas time till 6th January. And he said, everybody will have holidays. You cannot log in to the laptop. You cannot send me any email. I don't want to see anything from you. You need to just rest. So that shows the very mature and high level of emotional intelligence. And now, if we look on the other side, let me show you the example of low level of emotional intelligence. So there is an organization that used to be driven by this hero mindset, the strong leader, the directive leader. And so before the pandemic, the leader said, nobody will work from home. I want to have everybody in the office so I can control people and see if they are really working. They never build the culture of trust. They never build the culture of collaboration. So guess what happened? Today, they have an issue. And I had a chat with the leader, and he's very concerned because they just found out by the IT department that people are cheating, and they're supposed to have regular meetings with their clients. They used to have them in person and gaining new contracts. And they found out that they are not doing virtual meetings with the clients. Just imagine that I have 2 laptops in my at my home, and I'm reporting that I do 10 events per day, and they found out that the events are between the same 2 computers, you know, the same IP address. So they found out that some people are cheating. And now they have a big problem to manage because they didn't create the space for the trust before the pandemic situation, and now they are paying the bill, as we call it. So that shows the low level of emotional intelligence. So what we can do to create the culture, inside the organization, the culture of high level of emotional intelligence. So there are some attributes, and the people who attended the first session, you remember when we talked about some competencies which are crucial in terms of developing emotional intelligence, and authenticity is one of them. You need to really walk the talk. Whatever you share with your team, you need to be authentical and do what you promise. So by gaining a view of what is the level of culture, emotional intelligence culture internally in your organization, I promised you, and we promised you at the beginning, that you will get a link at the end of the workshop where you will be able to log into a platform and answer some questions, and you will see what kind of positive and negative emotions you have internally in your organization, and where is the gap between the low level and high level of emotional intelligence. So just look at the pictures very quickly to understand what kind of situations or emotions, what they are provoking. If we look first at the positive emotions, if we feel empowered because of this way of leading, like the example I gave, positive leader, servant leader, if you feel empowered, that means that in the workplace you will feel engaged, you will be engaged, you will do what you promise. If you feel valuable, you will promote the brand. You will be the advocate of the organization. If you will be informed by the leader what is actually happening in the organization, you will get the open communication, the reason for doing something, the values and the mission of the organization. Then we can say that you will be more buy-in. You will be supportive to these behaviors, to these leaders' behaviors. And if you are appreciated, you know that you are valued, that you are rewarded, you will do a lot of effort to deliver your work. As again, in this organization, when thanks to the amount of effort that all the team put it inside the organization, now they are gaining the 3 weeks of holidays. So that shows us the positive emotion and what they can create. If you look on the left side of this slide, if you are able to identify the negative emotions that are behind some behaviors, or there are the consequences of your leader's behaviors, you will see what is the impact on your work. So if you are mistreated, you don't feel appreciated, then you will be definitely disengaged. If you are tired, exhausted, that will cause a lot of problems. You will not be able to focus on what you are doing. And here I can say again the example of the leader of this positive organization. He was the first who said, come on guys, I'm tired. I cannot have 10 meetings per day. I work from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. sometimes. And I started to refuse people and I prohibited them to do the same because I make mistakes. I cannot focus. I noticed that I did few mistakes during important meetings. That means I'm just tired and it's normal and we need to see that. Then if we look at the stress, of course, the stress produces the aggressive behaviors that we can observe now very often. I can see really, even on the street, how people are aggressive because they are so stressful with this situation, with all the problems that they have. So we need to be aware of that. And actions also produce reactive behaviors. So these are the examples of the connection between our emotion and our behavior, positive or negative. And I really like this expression about our feelings, that anybody can become angry. That's easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power, and it's not easy. That's why we want to learn about emotions that we have and understand and be aware of emotions of others, so we can manage and navigate with our emotional intelligence. And just to inspire you a little bit before we jump into the exercise, just think about anything you like to do, either sport, maybe you swim, maybe you play tennis, maybe you play in a band, maybe you play an instrument, maybe you sing, maybe you paint, maybe you love cooking. Many people learn how to cook during pandemic time, or any other activities. Think about the emotions that these activities, whenever you do them, they produce internally to you. Or what kind of emotions produce to you if you look at any program with sing contest or dancing contest or sport contest. What do you feel? What kind of emotions these situations are producing to you internally? So we will do a short exercise within the teams, and for that I will need Bartosz to split you in a group. that what actually we'll do within the team, I'd like you to have a discussion and try to find a specific example from your experience, from your environment, that you can explain others. How do you express how you think when you have effective leadership in Rome? So imagine that a manager, for example, it's just an example to give you direction of how to approach this exercise. So imagine that the manager of a big team that you are supervising has been recently delayed all his tasks that he's supposed to deliver to the team. Moreover, you notice that he's constantly away from his desk. So you can see that whenever you work online on Teams, on Zoom, on any other platform, you can see that he is there, but he's not there. Yes, he's unmuted, you cannot see camera, he's not answering your questions in the chat, so he's not present. So whenever you come back to your team, how can you advocate to your leader for what he's doing, what are the behaviors? How can you positively explain to others that he is not doing that for purpose, because you want to explain him that maybe he's busy, maybe he had another meeting, and at the other side, how can you tell the truth, what you think? That maybe there are negative emotions internally in you that is telling you that this guy is not taking seriously the other members of the group. He doesn't care about them. He's not engaged. Any other emotions that they provoke. So basically, I'd like you in teams, find a situation, maybe from your daily work. The example of any leadership style, any leader, maybe someone that you used to work before that you want to share. And think about the positive emotions, positive feelings you have, and his behavior produce positive emotions, and what are the negative emotions based on the behavior that you are observing from this leader. Hello, are you back?
We have few people still working, but we tried. I clicked the end of session button, so they have a few seconds to sum up and log out from the breakout rooms. So.
Okay, so for people who came back to the room, I have a question. If you can write it in the chat, what kind of platforms, tools you are using for the virtual communication for your meetings, daily meetings? Is it WebEx, Zoom, Teams, or anything other? Teams. Teams.
Zoom and Teams, yeah.
Usually Zoom. Yes, I think that these are the most popular tools, and WebEx was like before everything, and now I think Zoom is the best one. I work with Zoom and Teams, mostly with Zoom, and that works very good. So we can see each other and also have some exercise together.
Okay, I think that everyone is back to the main session, so we can.
Great. So can I hear from groups your findings? What was your discussion about? What kind of reflection do you have after the discussion? Who would like to share? Just unmute yourself and speak in the name of your group. Who is raising the hand to speak? Okay, Corina, please. Can you, yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear
If you
me?
can,
Okay.
yes, great.
Okay, so I will speak for my group. We had some difficulties hearing all in our breakout rooms, but we did what we could. We had a good example when in one-to-one meetings with superior direct manager, he or she is asking how are you okay, and is referring not to the job but to the person. And if you start with this, you can find the state of spirit of that person, and maybe he has other pressure situation at home, and not to put too many pressure in that period of time. Also greetings, yes, from colleagues and also managers. These are good examples, and I will keep them short. And the bad example is when you go and want to discuss with a colleague or a subordinate without having scheduled a meeting before, so that person would know that you will go go to grab him and enter in his program. Also, another example when a manager or a colleague is not waiting and not listening for feedback from colleagues, and this can happen. Just going and explaining, presenting what he or she wants to do, but not making that pause in speaking to be able to let others express their opinions. These were the examples shortly we had in our team, in our breakout rooms.
Thank you so much, Corina, for sharing. And I think that what you mentioned about it really also reflecting the servant leadership mindset, like taking care of people. So I think that today there are really simple things that we can do to include people in the conversation. Just try to connect with everybody. Teams are organizing daily meetings, short meetings, 15 minutes, half an hour, just to discuss what they are working on, not to feel alone. There are other ideas to put together the team. For example, I work with international team, and we have once a week we have coffee break for half an hour when everybody connects with coffee, and we just discuss the external situation apart the work. Yes, so what is happening? How are you doing? Are you safe? Are you going for a walk? Simple things. Just be trying to connect with others.
Yeah,
and the other thing, yeah.
Sorry. We have something similar. We call it sharing and learning coffee break. So we have small groups, like 10, 12 people, and we have meetings 2 times a month for 30 minutes. It's around the hours that we use usually for breaks, and we meet online and we discuss anything else but not work. Every employee proposes a theme for that week, and we discuss a lot of things, and we usually try to make things funny and to laugh, and it's very nice. We are doing this for several months now, and the feedback is very nice. They want to continue. So something also that is keeping everybody together in this period.
Yes, great. And also you can use digital tools to play with everybody. We can download the applications and play with others, or use on the laptop. Great, thank you so much. Applause for your team. And now I can see Eva with hands up. Eva, you would like to share something?
Yes, just a comment, because I really like this idea of connecting with people online for 10-15 minutes to check how they are, what just one-on-one. And it leads me to another reflection that to the observation that really it takes more time to work online and to connect with people online. It's just in the office when we work remotely, right? Because in the office you were just kind of meeting at the coffee machine or elsewhere. In the corridor, or in the toilet, whenever, and just chatting with people. But here you just need to really book extra time. So I think we need to remember that it just takes more time to work online if we want to do it really effectively.
Exactly what you are saying, Eva, it's not only that we stay home and work from home individually without connecting with people, right? There are some groups that they have so individual work that there is no need to connect with others because they have totally separate tasks to do. But even in this situation, they connect. I can see teams working together. They just put the cameras on the screen, like this is today's face-to-face meeting in reality. And they keep doing their stuff individually in silent, but whenever they need to ask something, they just, turn, unmute themselves and they say, "Hi, Eva, I have a question." So, of course, it's not the same like sitting together in one room, but somehow you feel that you are not alone all the time in the same room, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we have you here, would you like to share something from your group, or someone else from your group would like to share?
Maybe Inessa would share it. I think she's much better in articulate what we discussed. Inessa, would you like to share? You would need to unmute Inessa, I guess.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. We were just discussing with the team how expressing yourself right as a leader has a lot of significance and meaning for the employee. And if it's done right, then the team has better results working. And we were discussing that while giving criticism back, it's important that the leader understands that, and the employee also understands that the criticism only concerns that particular task or that particular project, and that overall the employee is still appreciated. So that after the criticism, the employee is not demotivated and instead understands that this is just a mistake concerning a certain case, and the employee can very calmly work on it and continue the work. So it's important to differentiate the personal and the professional criticism for the leader.
Okay, thank you so much, Ines. Great findings also. Thank you. I don't see you, but I can give applause for your team. And we are missing one more group who would like to volunteer and share your discussion.
I think that Mark raised his hand right now. And Agnieszka, one notice to you, your camera is off. I don't know if it's done on purpose or...
No, because when you go to the breakout room, the camera is automatically going off. I forgot to turn it on. Okay, thank you. So can you unmute Mark?
Yes, Mark is unmuted right now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we spoke about the qualities of servant leadership and how they will be very important in communicating your message across to your team. So the principles of listening and empathy, having the awareness of the employee that you're talking to, and having the communication that goes both ways. So you're discussing and not just dictating to your employees. Then, like, having a commitment to growth and supporting the professional development of your team so that they feel like that they're wanted and that their professional development also enhances that of the community or the organization that you're in. We spoke a bit then about the negative points of leaders, and a lot of those negative points were kind of the opposite. Someone who doesn't listen, selfish leader, somebody who is just looking out for their own self. So maybe they're more the hero type leader, and also that they may have become disengaged from the staff or from their peers, and somebody who has become lazy in a way and not understanding their employees. So that was kind of a lot of our discussion.
Yes, and when I hear you, Mark, it comes to my mind the book written by CIMAC, Leaders Eat Last, which really shows the idea of servant leadership and how leaders are supposed to lead the team, and that they are the last they think about themselves instead of, you know, being a hero leader with this mindset with high ego, right?
Yeah. So you're looking after your employees, and when they see you putting them first, you know, it does. It makes them more confident in your style, and you get more, or potentially get more from them.
Thank you so much for all sharing, and just let me summarize and says what actually research are showing and what are the gathered experiences from different teams. So first of all, we are trying to avoid the comment like, just do it. If you ask your boss, why should I do it? What is the purpose of doing something? Just do it is not it's not the best answer, right? And also when we want to express something to our team, we should be clear. So the good idea is to have a 1-2 minute internal talk and reflection, what actually I would like to say and what kind of emotion I will provoke in my team by expressing the way I will do it, right? And I think it's a great exercise if you are able to do it and think about, okay, if I'm gonna say it this way, oh my God, how that's gonna make feel the other person, right? So simple thing, but very powerful. Do it mindfully and intentionally. So understand the purpose, why you are giving the positive or negative feedback. Most important is to have a reflection whenever you want to give the negative feedback, because that really make an impact. And make sure that whatever you're gonna share, that's gonna fit for the context. So it's not only talking about the emotions, what happened when I walked today morning my dog, for example, but really express my feelings and emotion in a specific situation that we are in. And don't be hesitate to use the simple word I feel, not I am. It's different to say I'm angry because you are late with your task, and it's different if I say, I feel disappointed because you didn't deliver your task on time, right? So when I hear this thing, I personally, and we are different also, this is another thing, but personally, I feel bad with myself because I have a feeling that I've disappointed my leader, my boss, right? Because I made him feel bad. Instead of hearing you did that, or I'm angry, whatever. So I think it's good to have in mind this kind of expression. Now, what we can do as leaders to change the organizational culture, and how can we do it? First of all, and this is one of the ideas, what we can do is to change the way we are facilitating the performance conversation. So research shows that over 70% leaders are failing with leading the performance conversation. So that means that we actually are not so good with giving the feedback in general, and definitely it's much more difficult to give the negative feedback when we need to send the message that something is not working very well. And how can we do it? So I'm gonna put in the chat, if I can do it. I cannot see the chat now. Okay. I will do it later on. I want to put something extra for you, how you can use a formula for giving a feedback, either positive or negative, and most importantly negative. But before that, let's look at top reasons that the discussion about performance are difficult. So top reasons difficult performance conversations are delayed or avoid, because that's what most leaders are doing. If we don't know how to lead the difficult conversation, maybe it's better to postpone it or even cancel it, right? That makes me think always about the annual performance, the feedback for employees, right? Why do we do it only once a year or twice a year, like evaluation process, right? And then you are waiting 6 months to give a feedback to your employee. It should be a constant feedback on it, maybe not on a daily basis, but sometimes simple words, thank you for doing this great job. It doesn't have to be postponed till the end of the year, so the employee can hear that from you. Yes. So what are the reasons that we are avoiding or delaying the difficult discussions? So whenever performance issues need to be touched there, and you need to quantify them and then articulate, that makes some problems. And again, if we talk about our individual approach, our motivations, that can cause a lot of trouble for some people to give a feedback and quantify the performance of other people. What else make the difficulties? They make you feel discomfort. And also you are expecting that someone on the other side will defend himself. So that's really difficult discussion and conversation that can create a conflict situation. If we think about the difficult conversation, sometimes we don't dedicate to that enough time. We do it very quickly. We do it somewhere in between of other meetings. we don't put that much importance to this kind of meetings and discussions. And even if we are good at giving the feedback and then leading and facilitating the performance conversation, some people can feel bad only because of doing this kind of discussion, or having this kind of discussion, right? Because this is by nature. We don't like to be judged. We don't like to be said what to do and how to do it. And it's very individual also, and it depends also on us and how we perceive, how mature and how emotionally intelligent we are to get the feedback. And of course, and there are some policies internally in organization that can provoke a difficult situation to resolve. That actually you cannot influence them. So I wonder if you can reflect for a minute on all these reasons of difficult conversation that maybe you are experiencing or observing in your work, and if you can put it in the chat, which one is the most challenging concern for you? If I can see your chat. I'm sorry. Bartek, can you help me? I don't see chat for some reason. So if you can just
yes, I can read the, yes, we've got two answers, number 2 and number 4 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I can see. Maybe some answers I also addressed only to you, so that in that case I wouldn't be able to see them. So if you see that at the up part of your screen, under the sharing menu, you should probably see the chat button if you...
Okay, I will not focus on that. This is another problem I shared with you with the camera earlier, so no worries. It's good that you can see it. Great. So I mentioned you. Yes, I see. Now I can see appears like 2 and 4. So I mentioned to you about how to actually give the feedback. So what you can actually do if you to use a model or formula for giving a feedback, which actually is explaining the situation. So imagine that your employee didn't achieve the expected results. He didn't bring enough new contracts as you planned for the quarter or half year, and you need to give the feedback to him. So what we need to focus on is the exact situation. So you just need to describe the situation. So you give an information where exactly this, what exactly happened, right? It's like, okay, so we plan that you will gain 10 new contracts during the last 3 months. That's the situation, right? Then you said you are describing the behavior, what someone did or didn't do. And the behavior in this case would be, okay, but you didn't deliver this amount of contract that we planned. And the last thing that you want to say is the impact. What actually has this impact on because of this behavior and because of what was planned before. So you say, okay, we planned this amount of contract for you to deliver during the last 3 months. The situation is like that. Then what is the behavior, what the person did or didn't, you didn't deliver on time. these 10 contracts we planned before. So the impact on the organization is that we are losing the income or something. So you specifically describe what was expected, what was the situation, what happened, the behavior, and the impact on individual, on organizations. So the feedback model is give you a very good structure to use while dealing with difficult conversations and resolve them. And again, Bartek, someone raised their hand. I see the message appears, but I cannot open. So
okay,
please help me with this.
I see that Eva and Mark raised their hands.
Okay.
Sorry, but I don't know who was first, so I will just.
I think Mark was first.
Okay. Mark, I will unmute you.
I think that's just from the last time that it wasn't put down. I didn't raise my hand.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so then it's my turn, and I have a question to Agnieszka, to you, and to everyone, because I think what I found most difficult in providing feedback, negative feedback, is when somebody keeps on doing the same mistakes, or it's more about somebody's attitude to work, to teamwork, you know, that they fail on, it's not really, for example, they don't pay enough attention to what they do, or they, I don't know, they are too chaotic in how they work to be able to deliver high quality, right? And constantly, and these are small things, but the mistakes are not big mistakes, but these are small things that altogether they kind of makes me frustrated because it's all the time the same thing. So how to provide the feedback in negative feedback when in case when somebody has this kind of attitude or seems to be a certain type of person.
So, if I may add something, I understand that Eva asked a question about the situation when you don't have the specific situation to address on just what you said before.
Okay, so you don't have a situation that you can describe, and then the behavior, and then the impact. So you are not able to use this model. It's just like someone is not performing, right? And you are more concerned on the attitude of this person, right?
Yeah, or you know, like the mistakes or those situations where I can miss them, but the situations are tiny and I don't remember them even, right? But I don't record all of them because they are tiny things. But when you kind of the feeling of being angry with this person grows.
Okay, so that's the biggest mistake I think we are doing, that we are not reacting even for small signals, you know, and we are waiting for the next few months, and you collect, you know, and then you say, because for the last 3 months you didn't do this, and then this is a huge packet of negative feedback, right? So what I basically do, I try to point out even the small things, or I reverse that. I ask if this person needs help just to improve the small things, so we are not creating the whole list of problems for the future. We are not waiting for the performance meeting at the end of the year. Yes? But I agree, as you said, it's this is a kind of attitude that sometimes it's difficult to also manage and understand the other person. How can you be delicate? How can you give the feedback, don't to hurt feelings of this person, but influence the change of his attitude? So I always say that whenever we talk about internal motivations, if we are expecting that someone will change his behavior, we need to change our behavior. You are not waiting that someone other will change. You just need to change your behavior. Don't react the same way as you always react whenever this person is doing the small mistake. Just react differently. Show the impact on you with this behavior.
So here we come to point number 3 on your slide, that it takes considerable time to do well and people feel too busy to bother. That's, I guess, the problem here, that those small feedbacks, they just take too much time compared to how much other work you have. So.
Yes, but then you repeat the same problem over and over, and imagine that you react after 20 times doing the same, and if you will tell me, I would say, but you never told me before that there is a challenge with this, right? So it's better to do it at the beginning. Okay, can we continue, or do we have any other comments? I'm looking at the time. I really want to do another exercise with you and leave you today with a model, with a tool that can help you to lead challenging, difficult conversations. And the model is called CARE, where the CARE model provides a framework for approaching different challenging, difficult performance conversation in a way that are supportive and help you to finish the conversation with positive outcomes. So the acronym CARE stands for Clarity, Autonomy, Relationships, and Equality. And we discussed a little bit more at the first session that based on researchers, neuroscience researchers, our emotional brain is pushing us to make the decision positive or negative. And we have 4 different events that can trigger these positive or negative emotions. And these are clarity, autonomy, relationship, equity, as I said. So basically, when we talk about clarity, we want to understand the purpose of doing something, the direction that we are taking as a team. We want to have a clarity about the timing. How long do we have for delivering specific project or for doing a specific task, and we want to understand the expectations. So we need to have a clear view of what the leader or what the team leader is expecting from us, the clarity and details of how to do it. Then if we talk autonomy, well, we know that we all love to have some autonomy. And what is the level of autonomy that we can have in our team? And I think firstly it depends on the leader, how much autonomy can give to team members, but also on the level of experience of individual team member. How many things I can do individually, or where I need to have the support, where I will look for the support from the leader or maybe other team members. And that the different behaviors can also provoke the positive or negative feelings and emotions behind this event. And the next event that triggered different behaviors and emotions talked about relationships. We as a human being, we need to be with people. We need to be part of a team. We want to have a feeling of belonging and connections with others. And if we have them, that can produce positive emotions. If we are disconnected with other people, like today, like the last few months, that can create negative feelings and negative emotions. So we want to understand what kind of feelings are behind the positive or negative behaviors from this event. And equity is often viewed as equivalence or treating everybody the same way. And I think again that it depends on the situation and on the level of experience. There is a lot of discussion here in terms of how we treat equally women and men in the workplace environment, right? So these are the four events that can trigger positive or negative emotions. And what I'd like to do now in the group, and now we will have 4 groups. So I will ask Bartek to divide you in 4 groups. And first group we talk about clarity, second autonomy, next one relationships, and the last one about equity. So here is the instruction how we're gonna do the exercise. So try to assign a person who will be a spoken person in your team. It's just an idea. You can appoint someone who is going to have birthday close to the new year, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, or maybe the 1st January. So it's just to help you to decide who will be presenting. Then discuss leadership behaviors that trigger pleasant and unpleasant emotions for the letter that you have in your group, right? And whenever you will be ready and you will be back, try to share with us maybe the behavior that you observe, and then you judge that this is a pleasant or unpleasant feeling that can have impact on you. But basically, you look at your event, so the clarity, autonomy, relationships, or equity, depends which group you have, and try to discuss the different behaviors and emotions that high level of clarity can bring or low level of clarity can bring. So just to give you an example with clarity, if your leader has a clear view of what needs to be done in the team, how do you know that that's the case? So how will you observe his behaviors? What kind of behaviors you can see in him that will tell you that he has a clear view of what we are doing? What kind of emotions that will create you? And on the other hand, if there is a lack of clarity, lack of information, the way that you need to work over the specific task or project, what kind of negative emotions that create in you. So try to find 3 positive behaviors and 3 negative behaviors that are triggering the emotions. I hope that this is clear. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. I mean, we're gonna be back at 12:45, so 12 minutes. And I asked Bartek to split you into 4 groups. Okay, so welcome back. And let's start with group number 1 that was talking about clarity. Can you give us your example about the behaviors and the emotions that clarity can produce? Who talked about clarity? Do we have volunteer? Mark? Great. Okay. Can you unmute?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, now yes.
Yes. So yeah, we spoke about just the feelings or the around clarity. So the pleasant emotions from speaking to your employee. So you're showing that you're listening. You are showing empathy and awareness, and by doing this, you're showing appreciation. So the employee knows and understands that they're being considered, their thoughts and their emotions are being considered, and also that you give a clear understanding and there's clear outcomes at the end of the discussions, so that that they're understanding, there's no confusion, they're going away, they're confident in what has just happened, and they're going forward with a clear plan or a clear structure on what they need to do next. Some of the unpleasant emotions then would be obviously the opposite. So if the employee goes and you're having your discussion, and at the end of it, they're not very clear, they're leaving, they're maybe confused about actually what just happened in the meeting. I'm not really sure what I need to do next. There's confusion and frustration, and there's no clear outcomes. There's no clear understanding about what the next stages or what the next steps are, or what happened. So frustration and confusion would be the main points that we come up with there.
Great. Thank you so much for this one. And just let me add to that. Great findings. I just want to share with you what the researchers are saying and what we gather from them. So first of all, walk the talk. So be consistent in what you say and what you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be open. So share how you are thinking and feel in front of others. So start with yourself. If you expect from others to share their feelings, start by yourself and give the example. And I think Mark covered the next one. Be clear with all priorities, expectations, and the goals, and communicate regularly. In the previous times, I remember working for Siemens in 2000 for a few years. There was no clear communication, regular communication for everybody, what was happening internally in the organization. I think today we are better in the way how we communicate, but there are still places to improve, right? And engage people in a sense-making activities, so we create together the common understanding. Okay?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Mark.
Very good. Thank you.
Good for you. Let's go to autonomy group. Who would like to share? Corina, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We had the team for autonomy, and we think also about some examples. And we will start with the positive. I will start with the positive ones. And first of all, in order to give autonomy, behavior of a leader would be something like giving the objective to the team or to the employee. And then the employee on the team is expected to come and prepare what is the plan, the timeline, the steps, what are the milestones in order to get to that objective. And the leader is just setting the big objective and waiting, giving the space that the team to come up with all the other details. And of course, be supportive and sometimes take decision and avoid some risk based on what what they propose, but they will be the ones to decide how to do it and to make the procedures and everything for it. And there is also showing that he trusts them. Yes, that they can do it and be there, of course, at any time. Yes, on quick feedback on everything. Also, we thought about behaviors regarding how to do with the work program and what is happening now with the working from the office or working from home. And at least we use our company example, because what we have is that the status quo is that everybody is at home, but they can come to the office when they want, and the manager is not saying you come on Tuesday or next week. Every employee decides when he wants to come to the office and if he wants to come to the office, and just enter in an application and point it there. So the others should know, but it's not nothing imposed. On the other hand, when the third behavior would be that in the meeting, the leader is not going on his own. He's taking one of the person in the team or the employee, and when he presents what we should do or the program, the project, is not the leader that is presenting. The one that is working and already prepared the schedule and everything is presenting the status. And this gives autonomy, because also that employee will be able to answer the question from the other colleagues or board members or things. And this will give also more autonomy to that employee to involve and to take the lead also for doing the job. This is for the positive, and on the other hand, is the other extreme. When you have a micromanagement environment, when you receive from the leader, from the manager, not only the objective, but also how to do it, when to do it, how to set the paper, how to print, and everything very, 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 very clear. Yes, and of course there are a lot of tasks in our activities where we have to do this and we have clear procedures, but it's important to give to each employee and each team a new project where they can develop something how they want in order to be able to have also some autonomy. Also, like we said before, in all the meetings and everything, you see as the leader is the only one that presents the status, what happens, the results, and everything, and all is on him. Not the team is never present there. When also you have an imposed program, when we have to come to work, when you have to leave the office, to be obliged to be present in some meetings, even if you say, look, I have something personal and I don't know, it's not possible, you have to be present, come, dismiss everything. Yes, this will create a difficult situation for the employee that, I don't know, maybe has to put family second in order just to be present in the meeting that the manager is asking for. And again, bad example when you cannot express feedback. So he comes and gives you also the objectives and what you have to do, and never listen. So it's not open to hear what you consider would be the risk or another opinion. Look, we could do better like this, it will be easier for me, we could try this. And there are managers that just don't listen. They say, look, this is also already approved, we are going to do this like this. So
thank you so much, Corina. I can tell you, I can give you positive feedback. You are a good storyteller. So that's a very good skill. I just want to show you and summarize very quickly the autonomy leadership behaviors that were noticed by the group of researchers. So first of all, give people time and space to do their work. and let them choose and control over their work. So micromanagement, it's not the best solution in this approach. And build protocols that facilitate empowerment, so people have space to take their voice, to share their opinions, and also it's valuable to use the open questions, so you have this opinion from the others. I'm just looking at the time, and please, if you don't mind, let's have a few minutes more just to finish the conversation within the group. So I'm asking a group with relationships topic. I think Eva and Daria, you were in this group, right? Hello, hello. You need to unmute yourself. Eva, Daria, am I right? Is that your topic? Are you still there? Anybody? Bartek, I need your help. What happened?
Okay, eventually
Okay.
I'm unmuted, thank you.
Yes.
So just for the sake of time, Daria, I hope you are okay with me presenting. So let me just briefly say what we haven't really had enough time, so we just came up with positive behaviors. So the first thing about building relations, what positive behavior helps to build relations. So something that we've been discussing throughout this webinar, to really ask people how they are, to talk with people, to connect with them, and talk about things from outside of their work, right? So from outside what they are currently doing. Not necessarily about private life if they are not willing to, but to talk about outside world. Show interest simply. The second thing is to book in your calendar, or to make it kind of common in the organization to have certain activities together that are not work related, like to have a coffee together, to during the work time, right, to have certain team building small activities during the work time. And then appreciation, to appreciate people for what they're doing, for who they are, how they are. So really to appreciate people. And that's where we stopped. We didn't come up with any negative things.
Thank you so much, Eva. So just let me give you some ideas behind relationship leadership behavior. So be as present and visible as possible. So this is what Eva said. Try to connect with people. Try to have time with them individually and also with the group. Connect intentionally at an emotional level. Use tone of voice, facial expression, body language. This is kind of difficult task to do now, working with virtually. That's why we encourage people to turn on the cameras, to talk, so we can see each other at least, hear the voice, and be more empathic in our discussions. Use purpose, humor to relate with others. So coffee breaks are good for that. And again, use open questions and be mindful listeners. So the relationships really talk about being empathetic with others, empathize with others, and try to connect with them. And we are meeting equity, and I'm asking the last group. Do we have, I think Gabriela was in this group, and Inessa, am I correct? Inessa, right. Thank you. I think you are unmuted. You can try to speak. No, again, let me try to unmute you then again. Inessa? I think we have some challenges with their connection. So let me summarize the behaviors in terms of equity. So first of all, we need to consider where inequity may exist and take actions where it's possible. So as I said at the beginning, we need to understand the level of experience, the level of maturity of an individual from your group, and understand how much you can align the equity to individuals. How can you be transparent as a leader and have rational behavior behind your decisions? Communicate your thought process behind making one choice over another, so transparency again, and explain people why you are taking this kind of decision, and give them sense-making feelings. And again, as we are talking about different levels of maturity, use equity in a negotiable outcome. So you can adapt the level of equity to different participants of your team. And again, as this is kind of difficult topic, we'll try to create a space and time for gathering common understanding of whenever we talk about equity, we know what we are talking about. And by summarizing this model, I want to thank you so much with your exercise. I know that we are trying to talk about many aspects of creating culture of emotional intelligence. What I'd like to share with you, and definitely you will get this presentation, but Bartosz will send it to you. I recently found a very interesting blog with 50 questions to foster gratitude and feel good about life. And I encourage you to use these 50 questions whenever you have a call with your colleagues, but also you can use it for your private purpose during Christmas time, and try to understand and use this question to thank others for whatever they are doing. And it can be a nice fun, and it's a nice exercise that you can do it by yourself with your close colleagues, friends, or family. And by saying that, I would like to thank you very much for your attention. When you will get the presentation and you would like to get the link to do the assessment of culture level, what is the culture, your organizational level of emotional intelligence, just simply let me know, and you can write an email to me or share with Bartek. Let me put my email in the chat. And as we are finishing, I would like you all to write one sentence, one feeling that you are leaving this workshop today with. What do you feel? What is the one feeling you would like to share with us, with me, that maybe you learned something, you are aware of something interesting? One word, if you can use, for expressing your feeling at the end of the workshop. I would be very happy to hear your comments. Enthusiasm, thank you. Anything else? Empowered. Great, Mark. Thank you. Inspirational. I have to say goodbye. Okay, thank you, Daria. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope we will see each other at the next webinar next year in January. So thank you so much. I don't know, Bartek. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Agnieszka. Thank you, everyone. Please remember to fill in the evaluation survey. I shared the link for in the chat box. And see you next year at our next EaSI Leaders in Digital Era workshop with Agnieszka also. Thank you once again.
Thank you, and have a great Christmas time, and stay healthy and safe. And goodbye.
Goodbye.